All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Trip Talk. We got a special one for you today. We got Mr. Timothy Fletcher. And let me just tell you guys a quick story about why this interview is so special, man. Not only is Timothy a world-class drummer who performed in front of the likes of Ellen, Jerry Seinfeld, Lil Baby, just to name a few. But me and Timothy also went to high school together back in Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out Emerson Westside High School. It's a vocational high school in Baltimore, Maryland, where you can actually go and get a trade and get different certifications and stuff like that before you graduate. And I just always remember, man, I used to be doing my thing on the court, but also doing my thing with multimedia, still am today. But I used to always remember seeing you doing your thing on the drums and the band around town, different events, even parades and stuff like that. So it's just kind of cool that we get to connect now, some years later, and just get to chat a little bit, man. I'm thankful to have you on the show and excited, man. So welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. No problem at all. So, just getting right into it, man. You are a full-time drummer, correct?
Yes, yep. That's my hobby, my full time job, everything.
Yes, sir. So, let me ask you this: do you remember the first kind of seed of inspiration that made you want to pick up a drum in the first place?
My first seed of inspiration. My first seed of inspiration probably had been my older brother when I was like in elementary school. Cause in elementary school, I started off on clarinet for real, and I used to see my older brother come home with twirling drumsticks in his hand. Cause he went to Emerson also too, but he was like
Yes, sir.
years before us for real. And I used to be like, man, I want to play drums. And look, the way he just twirling the sticks and stuff, it just looked cool for real. So that was my first seed of inspiration. Like, all right, I want to play drums.
That's what's up, man. What age was that actually?
I was probably like, man, I probably had been like 7 or 8.
7 to 8, man. That's kind of crazy. You remember when you got your first drum?
Got my first drum. Dang, when did I get my first drum? I got my first drum probably at the age of 11, like around 11 or 12. I had this, my uncle, he had played drums and he had this old beat up snare drum under my parents' basement steps. So
Yeah.
my mother was like, hey, I got something for you to practice on. And I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
her pulling it out. I'm just like, what is this? And I'm just looking at it like, ew. But I was just like, okay, I just practice on it for real. And that was my first drum ever.
Definitely, man. So, I mean, you gotta have a pretty unique family, man, to be able to, I don't know, man, play drums in the house. How did you find ways to practice when you were younger with a drum being so loud?
So I'm not gonna lie, my mother and my father. My mother, she loved music, and my father, he hated the noise. It was just like too loud for real. So what they used
Yeah.
to do was they used to be like, look, what we gonna do is you grab the drum and we gonna put a blanket over it and this, that, and that. So I used to practice with the blanket over it and a pillow over it and some more stuff. Or they'll just
Wow.
give me some books to play on.
Okay. Man, that's what's up, man. Whatever you gotta do to get it done. Okay, so you're a full-time drummer, but were you always a full-time? Did you have a job before you went full-time?
Yeah, so before I was a full time drummer, I was working at this. I was working at Walmart. Walmart had fired me, and then I started working at Family Dollar. The manager I had at Family Dollar ended up quitting, and we had a new manager come take over. And he was like a
Right.
pervert girl, so he ended up
Wow.
all the dude hours. He ended up cutting all the boy hours down and giving females all the hours for real, so he could just like
I got you.
quit with them.
I
Man,
got
so one day they gave me my check, and my check said $30. And I'm like,
you. Really?
$30. They was like, yeah, you only came in one day this week. I said, well, why did my hours get cut? It was like they just made up a whole bunch of like fake excuses and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, can I get some more hours? And they was like, no, and they gave me my schedule, and it was just like one day out the week for 6 hours. And I was just like, okay, I'll see y'all next week. And I just ain't never come back in. I ain't say nothing. I ain't say no goodbyes. And I was like, I'm done with it, man. I'm done with it. I was like, back then I even had no idea of playing drums or nothing. Like, I mean, I knew I wanted to play drums, but I didn't have an idea like, yo, could I really make money and sustain myself just from playing drums? So it was just like a leap of faith.
So you saying like initially when you kind of left, was it Family Dollar was the last one?
Yep, that was the last
So
one.
initially when you left there, you really had no plan of where you was gonna kind of go next. You knew you loved to play the drums, but you didn't really have no plan mapped out of where you was gonna go next.
Right, I just was like, I'm gone, and I'm not getting another 9 to 5 right now.
Yeah. So after that time when you left that 9 to 5, did you just kind of just turn up on the drums just immediately, or how did things go like immediately after you kind of left that job?
So when I left the job, I remember I was street performing at the time because I was part of a group at this time
Mhm.
for real. And I'm not gonna lie, like at first I probably say like the first couple of weeks I was depressed because I had my father, he was like, you quit your job to go street perform. Why would you do that? Like that doesn't make sense. And my
Yeah,
mother, she was kind of telling me the same thing, and my family was just like, why don't you just get another job, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, no, I can't do it because every time I get these jobs, I'm not gonna lie, like even though I was paying attention at my jobs, it was something I didn't want to do. So I ain't never put my 100% into it. And it would make
yeah,
my bosses be like, yo, we need to get rid of him because he's not taking his job serious. But it's because deep down inside, this wasn't something I wanted to do. I wanted to follow my passion. My passion was just playing drums at that time. And right then and
yeah.
there, the biggest thing I had going on was just street performing, making people happy, street performing. It was giving out money and stuff like that. So
Right.
I ended up turning up on the drums and that ended up making way more than what I was making at Family Dollar, even when I was
Wow.
getting good hours. So everything just turned around for the better.
It's kind of like a no-brainer at that point. And this
Yeah,
street performing, you was street performing back in Baltimore?
yeah. I was street performing right down at the Inner Harbor in Baltimore.
Dang, that's crazy, man. That's what's up. Just getting it out the mud. So, kind of, and of course, we have a tech portion of Trip Talk. It's called Trip Talk Tech. So, we're gonna ask a few tech questions as well, because obviously, man, we're in the tech and digital age now, and it's very, very important. So, obviously, you said you kind of got your start street performing. When did you kind of transfer heavily over to like the social media portion of it as well? Because I know you. I mean, I've seen you do have a social media presence, which is really good.
Thank you. So what happened was I remember I was messing with this girl while I was street performing, and my page, me and her ended up breaking up, and she hacked my page. And at that time, I probably had like 7,000 followers on Instagram. I'm just like, man, she hacked my page, then at that. So I made a new Instagram. I was like, man, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna still have my personal stuff on there, like personal pictures of me and stuff like that. I'm gonna make this solely about drumming, like who I
Yeah.
want to and things like that. So the transfer over from being down in Harvard to like a media presence, we would take a whiteboard and we'll write our Instagram name, our YouTube, our Twitter, just different things that you can follow us on. And over
Yeah.
time, people would just come down there with a camera and just record. And they
Uh-huh.
would throw it up on their page. So it'd just be like from them recording it, just millions of people recording, and we'll have somebody out there recording also. So all I
Uh-huh.
know is like that 7,000 was nothing. Like it just kept going on and on and on. And then I end up getting shouted out by the guy Nick Nack Patty where he the one that be with Dan and Man. He be like, Dan is the man with the plan. Yeah, he ended up shouting
Okay.
me out. So I ended up jumping from like 6,000 to 10K. And that was the first like 10K. Like I was like, yo, I got 10K followers. And then after that it was just up from there.
Yeah, he was lit from there. He was like, it kind of gave
Yeah,
probably that little motivation just to keep going.
right,
Yeah,
right. Yep.
yes, sir. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Definitely got a great social media presence.
Thank you.
So I'm sure you've been through some tough times as well, especially going from, not having a job and then trying to do this thing full time and not really knowing where you were going. How important do you feel it is to stay positive?
Man, staying positive is everything. Even like when you everything just seems like everything is going wrong, you just gotta be that positive outlet to others and to yourself. Because it's been times that I just been walking through the rain. It's not like walking through the rain for like a day or a day or two, but like
Uh-huh.
months and months and months after. Like being an entrepreneur is hard because if you don't work, you don't got nothing to fall back on. Like a job, you can be like,
Yeah,
all right, you can call in sick and be like, look, I'm sick, can I get some sick days off? And they're like, oh yeah,
right.
yeah, cool. You still get paid. Entrepreneur, you can't call in sick. It's either you going to work or you not going to work. You sick and you can't work, then you're not going to make no money that day. So it's just like you got to go all out for it. You got to keep your body in health, your mind in health, stay positive, everything. So staying positive, it always starts with that for real. It always starts with your mindset first for real because the mindset is the trickiest thing we got to overcome. Once we get over that mindset of, oh yeah, we can get through this and we can speak it into existence and keep God first and things like that.
Right.
So staying positive, that's like one of the number one top things that you must do.
That's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up. Now, there's something interesting that I see here. It's like, okay, you got to a point where he's like, man, I can't do the 9 to 5 no more. It's either pretty much drum or die. I mean,
Right.
what can you kind of explain that feeling when you feel so passionate about something where it's like literally, I don't care. I'm willing to die for it.
All right, so I seen this interview one time on YouTube. I can't remember what it's called, but I know if I type in the words,
Uh-huh.
I think it's like, how bad do I want it more than air? Something like that. I remember watching this interview, And this really got me. This is like one of the first interviews I watched that got me amped up. So I remember I was just like, man, I don't want to play drums. Like I was just like, I'm done with it because it's just too hard. It's down a third. What am I doing wrong? But at that time, I thought I was going as hard as possible, but I was only putting in probably about 75%. I needed that other 25% to
I
go
got
hard.
you.
So I remember in the interview, the guy was like, he brought somebody out into the lake and he was like, how bad do you want it? And the dude was like, I want it. You feel me? I want it bad. I want to pursue my dreams bad. He's like, all right, take another step. The dude took another step. The water came up to his chest. He was like, okay, how bad do you want it? He said, man, I want it even harder than this. The dude took another step. The water came up to his neck. So he was like, man, how bad do you want it? He was like, man, I want it real bad. So the dude grabbed his head and pushed him underwater. And the dude was fighting for air, like, yo, I can't, drowning and stuff. Right before he drowned, he let him go. He came up and he was like, that's how bad you want it. The way that you was fighting for your life, that's how bad you want it. You should want it as much as you want to breathe. And when he said that, I was just like, man, that touched me for real. So that just made me just amped up even more. I was like, all right, I gotta go even harder, even if that means passing out downtown or doing this or doing that. But it all paid off because I had to give that 100% to where I wanted to be at.
Yeah, man, definitely got to give 100%. Now, speaking of 100% and kind of giving your all, a lot of times people see somebody in a certain position or at a certain level, and they think they can just automatically do it, but they don't see the times, the years and years before when you was in the mud, nobody knew who you was, and you was just kicking it in practice. Kind of let the people know, man, how much practice does it actually take to kind of get to a level like yours, man?
Practice all day, every day. Like even when I'm just walking around the house, I just had drumsticks in my hand, just turning them around. Sometimes I had to catch myself just hitting on random things for real. I'm like, oh, I ain't mean to hit my mother furniture. Or I'd be at my house and I end up tearing up my furniture or something for real. And I'd be like, oh man, why did I just do that? But it's just practice every day, all day for real. Like I could just be in the house playing a video game for real. And in between loading screens, I pull out my drum pad and my sticks and just start playing for real. I have to mute my mic and then I come right back when the game. It's just non-stop practice, 24/7.
24/7. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I definitely can relate. It's playing sports and things of that nature. But man, one exciting thing, man. Not a lot of people get to do this, but you was on the Ellen show. Kind of explain what that was like.
So I remember like the first day she called for real. I ain't gonna lie, I cried because I was just like, I never expected. I expected it to go far and for it to happen, but at the time, me and my partner, we was only 2 years fresh downtown, and I was thinking like we would have to put 8, maybe 10 years in things like that. And I just always thought like people was out to get us because we had already got scammed plenty of times before. And you kept hitting me up like, bro, check your DM, check your DM. And I finally went to check my DM, but before I checked it, I went to his page and I seen all the other stuff. So I'm like, yo, this is legit, this is legit. So I remember running up my brother's house, crying, just like, thank you, God, thank you. This is what I needed. Like, this is what I needed. Talking. Then they flew us out and he brought me onto the show. And like it just that whole moment just felt so fake. Like I just had to keep reminding myself, like, yo, this is real. Like, be on guard. This is real. Because at the end of the day, like I just felt like I wanted to be pitched to wake up. Like, yo, if this a dream for real, let this dream end so I can figure out how to get it and real life. But it ended up becoming real life, and I was just like, yo, I just at that time I just couldn't believe it. It was such a beautiful feeling, man. Like it just felt great to actually be on that platform and actually get to express my talent after just so much hard work and different things we had to go through.
Yeah, man, definitely. I think even at the time when you was on Ellen, I was working at a news station called K Texas here in Texas, and I remember I did master control, so I was kind of like a producer, whatever the case may be. So I remember seeing you on that show because Ellen was a part of Ellen goes to different news stations all across the
Right.
world, and so I remember seeing you on that show that day, and I was just like, wow, man, it was kind of it kind of sparked some passion back up in me for what I do, with the multimedia stuff. But I was just like, man, that's really cool. That's what's up. And like I said, not a lot of people get to experience that, so that's kind of cool. And I bet your life kind of changed after that, didn't it?
Yeah, it changed a lot because after that, for real, it wasn't no more. Oh, we can go down to Harbor and street perform because we had to elevate to the next level. It was like, all right, you went on the Ellen show, you can go back to street performing, that's fine. Or do you want to go back, or do you want to keep pushing to become a full-time performer? And it was that part was hard because the way I looked at it was like this: if somebody wanted to book us for a Saturday show, say it's their daughter or son birthday, and they like, hey, I want to book you for a show on Saturday, and we're like, okay, we charge you this much, but they know that we street perform down the harbor for free. They're not gonna pay for us to come out and perform. All you gotta do is just bring your kid down the harbor, and you get to watch us for free. And boom, now they got their birthday party with us. So it was
Right.
just like, yo, we had to stop making our availability so open. We had to close that down, and just like that kind of hurt it, because I'm not gonna lie, I love street performing. Like that was one of the main things I loved. But I knew to go to that next level as a musician, as an artist, I had to push past that boundary. And maybe one day, I could hold like a Lil Baby, and I'd be like, hey, I'm down the harbor like 2 or 3 days out the week. But it changed a whole everything. Even just like walking around, people walking up to me like, yo, can I get a picture? Like I ain't never had that in my life. So when people started first doing that, I was just like, wow, like that's crazy for real. And that was like second nature. People ask all the time, but it's just like at that time, I was still not expecting people to ask for like, yo, can I get a picture? Yo, can you sign this? Yo, can you sign that? It's just so crazy.
I got you, brother, and I understand that must be tough that you can't, kind of get back to the people as much as you want to down the harbor and stuff like that. But obviously, I think people will really understand because for you, this is a business, and so you can't really come out unless somebody's paying you to come out. And really, you worth that. You put in the work, and you deserve that. So no shade or anything like that, man. But kind of going forward, let's kind of touch on Emerson Westside High School, man. What did Emerson do for you? Did it do anything special? Is there something special in your heart about Emerson that'll never leave? What did Emerson kind of do for you, Westside High School?
Emerson did a lot for me, because as far as like the band, the marching band style, like when I first started playing drums in elementary school, we didn't have a marching band. We had a concert band and a jazz band. So all we had was drum sets and like a regular snare, but it wasn't like no dancing or nothing to it. You just playing roles and different things like that. When I got into high school, I was still on clarinet. And I remember, playing clarinet and stuff like that. And I used to get bullied. So I was just like the little boy that was on clarinet, things like that. But I remember like seeing the drummers, and I remember like seeing you and the basketball players. I'm just like, man, I want to be one of these guys, one of these cool guys for real, you feel me? And at that time, for real, I remember like I was on clarinet, and I remember walking past like the drum room, and I'm seeing the drummers playing and stuff like that. Cause I already know I wasn't nice at basketball, so I was like, let me just get that out of my head. I'm not hooping. I'm too short too, so I was like, nah, let me get that out of my head.
You know what's funny about that? I don't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna let you finish, but you know what's funny about that too. You say you wasn't good at basketball, and I was or whatever. But it's like they used to say, man, the rappers want to be, ball players, and the ball players want to be rappers. So it's funny that you say that because I used to actually, especially when Drumline came out, I used to want to be on the sticks. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be like, you know what I mean, my guy Timothy. But yeah, keep going, bro.
So I remember walking past the hallway, and I'm hearing the drummers. I'm like, well, that sound hard. And I remember trying to play drums, and they used to be like, nah, bro, you trash. You can't play with us. Like, go back to clarinet. I used to be like, man, come on, man. So that, even though I was getting bullied and people was like rejecting me from out their friend groups and out different groups, that pushed me to accept myself more. Like, yo, if ain't nobody going to accept me, I'm going to accept myself and stop looking for that acceptance from other people. And then not only that, that made me want to go harder. So that whole, after ninth grade was over, that whole summer for real, I remember I got with my one of my homeboys named Nolan that was running track. And me and a boy Nolan, we started working out together. When the time came back around, was track season, I ended up making track team. And I was like one of the stars of the track team my 10th grade year, but I ended up failing off because I just couldn't get my head right with the grades and everything. I was playing around too much in school. But then I remember I was training hard on the drums too. So my 10th grade year, I came back, and everybody that was like, yo, you can't be on the drum line, this, that, that. I was like, okay, let me battle you for your spot. And I just flew through everybody, ended up becoming drum captain that same year.
Wow.
And it made the 12th graders at that time so mad and so upset, they just end up quitting. Because he was like, I'm not listening to a lower classman and telling me what to do and things like that for real. And I'm just like, well, I just went home, got it up the mud, was practicing day and day night because y'all gave me that motivation to go and practice because y'all was saying I wouldn't be nothing. I was like, that's the number one thing you can tell me. Though you're not going to be nothing. That's going to make me be like, okay, I'm not watch you. Watch, give me a couple weeks. I'm going to come back.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. And you can actually see, as you look all throughout your life, man, you definitely got the will to win, the will to keep pushing. Um, and I know some of that comes from people telling you, that you can't do certain stuff or you won't be certain stuff. But was there any other, driving force that goes into to that quality of yours, man, just to keep pushing?
So I remember my 11th grade year, not my 11th grade year, I apologize. My 11th grade year, I ended up quitting band,
Uh-huh.
and I was done with it. And the reason I ended up quitting is because me and one of the band directors got into it, the assistant band director, and they was telling me that I couldn't run track and play in the band. And at that time, I felt like track was where I wanted to be at. I was like, yo, I really love track. I love running track, this, that, and the third. So I ended
Uh-huh.
up quitting. And it was like closer towards the end of the year. So 12th grade year came, and everybody like, yo, Tim, you going to join back in the band? You going to join back in the band? I'm just like, no. I'm like, I'm just an all-out athlete. I don't want to play no music, no nothing, things like that.
Uh-huh.
And I had a friend named Michael Mayfield, and he came up to me. He was like, bro, He was like, bro, I want you to join back in the band. Like, he was like, you got a gift. You got to really do this, man. You got a gift. I'm just like, nah, bro. I was like even how he played baseball, and I'm like, nah, bro. I'm not playing drums. I'm not joining the band. He like, bro, you can do both, Mr. Brown. Let people do both now. I said, nah,
Uh-huh.
Mr. Brown already told me I couldn't do it. So later on that year, Michael Mayfield ended up getting gunned down to something. He ended up getting gunned down by Baltimore violence, things like that. But it was in a situation that had nothing to do with him. And at that
Mhm.
time, he was like my best friend. So every
Yeah,
day
he
I
was known by
prayed.
a lot of people too. I was gonna say the same thing. Rest in peace to Michael Mayfield, definitely.
Like it was crazy. So that only that I could remember because it was like 2 days I had. It was 2 days before. I mean, it was what was it? It was he. I think he had came to see me on Friday, and it happened on a Sunday. But it was 2 days before he died, and he was just like, bro, like come back to the band, bro. You gotta come back. And I was just like, nah. So when he passed away, I remember just
Mhm.
hearing about it. I'm just crying. I can't even just get myself together. And I remember hearing in the back of my head, like, bro, you gotta go back to the band, bro. You gotta go back to the band. So every day I wake up and I feel like I want to quit. That just rings in my head, like, bro, what is you doing? Like, I could just hear his voice clear, like, bro, what is you doing? Like, this is something that this is made for you, bro. So every time to be ready to quit, all I just think is what Michael just said to me, and that just amped me right back up, like, oh no, I can't quit. Let me get these thoughts out of my head for real.
Yeah,
So that's like one of my main driving motivations right there, like that just keep me pumping.
man, that's powerful, man. Like you said, it said again, rest in peace to Michael Mayfield. He was definitely a cool guy, man. Loved by many in Baltimore. I remember being in the city, at that time too, when all that happened. Just kind of unfortunate, but yeah, man, I understand, man. That's definitely a great driving force. And actually, let's kind of switch gears a little bit here and kind of go back to some tech talk. Uh, Again, this is your business. This is what you do full time. So, if you would, man, kind of provide some tips or some different opportunities that other people watching can get into in regards to on the tech side. I mean, what's out there? What opportunities are out there for you to make money?
So it's a lot of opportunities like for just a lot of entrepreneurs. Like if you're trying to make a lot like make money and things like that, just keep yourself afloat and things. You can do promos. I do a lot of promotionals. Like I play the people music and I promote their brands on my page, things like that.
Mhm.
You can hold classes. If you know you're real good at something, sometimes you do need a certification, but like in my field, like music and things like that, you don't need a certification. You can hold
Uh-huh.
online classes. So you can be like, if you're real good and you know you got the wisdom and knowledge to teach people, you can do online classes, different things like that. Um, don't let media change you. Beat
Uh-huh.
the media. Don't let the media beat you. So don't switch gears back and forth to being something that you don't want to be because you see some other people doing that on the media
Uh-huh.
because everybody got their own lane for real. So
Yeah.
that's important too. It's a lot of different things you can do. You can do like if you a rap, you can do like SoundCloud, Apple Music, just different things. Like look into different things so that you can get yourself established on networks, but also receive revenue from it in any type of way. Even
Uh-huh.
if you like a rapper or something, you only put out one song and you only receive 15 cents from every time somebody stream a song. Do that
Uh-huh.
because you'll be surprised how many times somebody might listen to your song on a whole bunch of different platforms at one day. 15 cents don't sound a lot, but it sounds a lot when you got
Yeah.
20 million people listening to your song. So it's just
Uh-huh.
like it's just so many different ways, and YouTube is one of the biggest ones. Like I know YouTube sometimes it's hard to get views and things like that, but YouTube is the biggest driving social media right now over
Yeah.
everything, over Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So YouTube is real important. I wish I never took a break from YouTube because that's where everyone with the money and stuff like that. After you get a certain amount of views and you monetize your page, they will send you checks just for
Yeah.
just to keep uploading. So YouTube is very important.
Residual, yeah, people don't know know about that residual, and with YouTube, you constantly building. One thing I love about YouTube is that everything is there forever. Essentially, I mean, the video is not going nowhere, so the more videos you drop, the more money you can potentially make. And with, I mean, even in saying that, I think now is the perfect time for people to try to become entrepreneurs and everything like that and following their passion. Uh, Another question I wanted to ask, because we are in COVID right now, did you have to make any adjustments, particularly with how you run business or anything like that? Is there anything different?
So with COVID, I haven't really. It was like it's a lot that changed. Like it's real hard for entrepreneurs right now because people people work jobs and things like that, and they usually book artists and performers to work. I mean, to do performances for their kids and things like that. But with COVID on, people at a higher risk, they be like, "Yo, I'm kind of scared. I don't want to get I want my kids to get COVID. I don't want to get COVID. I don't want my
Uh-huh.
family members and stuff to get COVID." So for us to try to do shows at places is hard because even with me drumming and jumping up and down and stuff like that, it's hard for me to breathe out of mask. So the mask gotta come off or come down regardless. So I'm able to put it back on.
Right.
But a lot of it's hard because now I went from having performances back to back to back to back to back, lined up, booked throughout from the winter to the summer to the spring to the winter, different things like that, to now having really no performances like that. So
Uh-huh.
instead of putting up my booking fly like, hey, book me for this, book me for that, it went to, yo, let me play to your song, let me promote your song. And people hit me up like, yo, can I put you on a commercial and can I do this?
Mm.
Different things like that, or can I get you in a music video? So it really switched because I was receiving way more money from performing. But like I said, it's all about the work you put in. If you know that you was making 2,000 from performing and you only charging $200 to play to somebody's song, then you know that you gotta play to those many people's songs. You gotta put in a lot more work, but it's
Yeah,
all worth it because you still trying to make what you was usually just making for real. So it really switched from that performance side to promotional side right now.
definitely, man. And actually, kind of switching gears, how important do you feel it is to kind of stay humble, stay in touch with reality, and everything like that, and even be reachable? I mean, you have what, close to 200,000 followers on Instagram,
Right.
but you're still very reachable. And for me, I actually had a tip one time, kind of building my YouTube channel. One guy told me to comment back to every single comment and get back to every single person, or try to get back to every single person that comments to you, and that'll help you kind of grow. What kind of goes into you being so humble though, man, and so reachable even at your height right now?
Um, I feel like at the end of the day, you can have one follower or you can have 5 million. In
Yeah,
God's eye, you still looked at as a regular person. You feel
right,
me? Nobody high on a pedestal than this. Like just a person can have $5 million, a person can have $0. At the end of the day, you're still on the same pedestal because y'all both are human. You feel me?
right.
So at the end of the day, like that's how I just look at it. Like I really, honestly, social media cool and everything, but I'm pushing more forward to try and get out the social media presence to a more establishment of a real life presence.
Okay.
Because of the fact that you never know, we could wake up tomorrow, Instagram gone. Instagram could be
Right.
like, we sold our account to a foreign state or anything like that, and the whole Instagram changed, and it's not in the USA, it's not big on USA no more. Boom. 105 years of trying to gain so many followers, 194K followers, gone, just
Uh-huh.
like and people could forget about me. You feel me? Like, okay, I don't remember this thing, this, that, and the third for real. But at the end of the day, the social media thing, I try to keep myself available for people, even though sometimes I do respond back late. And I apologize to people for responding back late. It's just because so many people be hitting me at one time. I try to
Right.
get back to everybody as soon as possible or when I'm free. Like sometimes I don't even respond because I be outside drumming and be doing
Mhm.
promos and things like that. I have my phone not airplane mode, do not disturb so I can get the video out the way. But
Right.
the whole idea of just responding back to everybody is very important. Now I say with comments, I don't respond back to every comment only because it's like some of my posts it'd be like 1,000 comments, and I know if I was to sit back and respond to 1,000 comments, I'd be sitting there all day. So
Yeah.
I
Not enough time. Yeah.
Yeah, I even when they mention me in a story, I repost it. You know, I put my personal emojis I love to put on a repost, or I DM and be like, "Thank you," or I put up a just one comment and I pin it to my page, and I just be like, "Thank you everybody for your support. I
Uh-huh.
appreciate y'all. I read y'all comments. I'm just not able to respond back to every last one." So that's how I like to do it. But responding back every last one be so tiring. You be sitting up there from going 6 in the morning to about like 12 in the afternoon trying to respond back to everybody. So it just be harder. It just be easier just to write out a group message to everybody.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's kind of cool. So even getting to that level that you're at now, you're getting so much coming at you. And then not only so much coming at you with those people, but we're in the tech age where everybody's calling, trying to sell you something and trying to scam you.
Yeah.
I mean, even like you said, your Instagram got hacked once. How do you kind of deal with all that? I mean, to kind of not be rude, but you really don't know who's who kind of at this stage. How do you deal with that?
I mean, all right. So what I do is I just always do things to protect myself. Like I try to protect myself. Like if I know I don't know you on a personal level, I really don't know you or nothing like that. And I know it'd be hard for some people. Like people be like, yo, can I get a promo? I make them book a date and I make them pay out flat that
Uh-huh.
day. Like make them pay out everything. You want this day, you got to pay everything. People like, can I give you 50%? And I'd be like, no, because I've been in certain
Uh,
times where somebody send me 50%. I do the video, I send the video, and they'll run off with the video. And
mm-hmm.
it been one time somebody sent me 50%, and I was like, here's the first 10 seconds of the video. And he was happy with the first 10 seconds of the video and ran away with that. I'm just like, it was only 10 seconds long. Like, I was playing like
Yeah.
a couple notes. So I'm just like, wow, like people just really sneaky. But they just want somebody, they just want to be like, yo, this person played on my song and he been on this, he did that. So
Mm-hmm.
the whole idea of not trying to get scammed, you just gotta really watch what people say. If a person wants you to do something and you say no and they come off aggressive, like trying to really force you to do it, like, yo, you gotta do this. Like just keep pressing you. Come on, bro, we gotta do this, then you should already know, like, all right, that's not somebody I really want to work with. Because if somebody really
Yeah.
wants to work with you, they're gonna respect your time and your decision too. Like the same day with me getting my page hacked, the guy, he hit me up 6 in the morning. Like everybody know on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, my main one thing is I want to be verified. I don't know
Uh-huh.
what's going on. Every time I request it, they be like, you haven't met the criteria to be verified, nothing like that. The dude hit me up and was like, bro, I want to verify you on TikTok because I got a bigger platform on TikTok now than Instagram. I got like 300K followers on TikTok because TikTok is really no algorithm. Like it's just easier to gain followers. So I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh cool, this dude wanna he want verify this, that, and the third, and it said TikTok help support. And when I tapped it, it really looked like the TikTok page. So I'm like, yo,
Okay.
this legit. So I had to type in my username, my password, my email, and my main email. But it was like encrypted. So I'm just thinking like, all right, it's encrypted, this, that, and the third. But in the top left hand corner, it kept saying on Google, not secured. So I'm just
Uh-huh.
man, Google just be saying that sometimes. It's not even
Uh,
thinking about it. I typed in everything. He hit me. He was like, "Okay, we about to try to go ahead and do it." All I remember is I remember he was on my email. I see emails. Some of the emails like being archived, and I'm just like, "Why my emails being archived? How he even get my email?" I'm like, "Oh, you in my
yeah.
email?" He like, "Yeah, that's what we have to do. We have to go on your page." He was like, and I see you have 100. At that time, we had 172. So I see you have 172, 174 followers on Instagram. Would you like us to
Do that too?
yeah, he's like, would you like us to go on Instagram and talk to our Instagram partners? So I'm like, what, TikTok and Instagram partners? So I'm thinking, okay, go ahead. So he goes over there and he gets into my Instagram. So all that day, I'm trying to upload this video on TikTok. It's not uploading. I'm just like, so I'm like, yo, what's going on? He was like, you have to wait 24 hours, this, that, and there, just running a good game.
Yeah.
That day, I took a nap and I woke up. My Instagram was gone. My TikTok, I couldn't upload nothing. Man,
Wow.
I said I was so heated. Like, I'm just sitting there like, bro, my page is really gone. Like, I was just stressing out. I'm like, that's 5 years of work. Like, even though it's just social media, is just like
Yeah.
that's one of my platforms I use to make my money, to run my business, different things like that. And I don't have a website yet. I'm working on that right now. So I'm
Uh-huh.
just, bro, like, what am I gonna do? So I'm hitting the guy. The guy like, well, look, my family's sick. I'm from Turkey. He was like, I need bills paid, this, that, and that. I'm about to sell your page for 600. Somebody already offered it. I said, man, come on, please
Wow.
don't. I was like, anything I can do, just get back my page. Like, I was like, this is
Yeah.
important to me. I'm like, if you can go in there, I was like, you can look at my DMs. Like, it ain't nothing but business. I like, this is how I make my money. This is how I eat. I said, just like how you sick. I said, I deal with a sickness too. I had type 1 diabetes. I said, I got to pay my medicine off. I got bills I gotta pay, my phone bill, different things like that. And he
Uh-huh.
like, no, he was like, nah, bro, the best I can do is I can give back your page for 300. So I'm like, I'm really sitting there like I gotta buy back something that
That,
was mine
yeah.
just to have it back. So we going back and forth. I'm trying to like keep him calm and stuff so he don't get irritated. Like, I'm just gonna sell your page. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
keep him calm and different things like that. And I'm just getting to know him, like just talking to him. Like that's one thing I'm like, even when you're in a hostage situation, like somebody's a kidnap you or anything, you want to make your kidnapper feel as comfortable as possible to open up to you so that you can
Yeah,
change
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just talking to him, getting to know him, like how was your day, what's going on in your life, different things like that. And I was like, look, you gave back my page, I can make some money, I can hit some people up, I can send you off some money. And I was like, I can get you some help and I can,
Yeah.
help them out and stuff like that. So I can even get you a GoFundMe plan so that we can help you with your medical expenses. So
Uh-huh.
he like, all right. He like, send me 60 and I'll give you back your page. I'm like, I still gotta pay this guy off though. So I was like, all right, here's 60. He was like, you better not back cross me because I really trust you. So I'm sitting there like, how you talking about me don't back cross you, but you already did me wrong. As soon as I got on there, changed the authentication code, the email, the password, my emails, made a whole new email, changed the email password to my old emails. And then it was also this thing called these numbers that you could just type in to get back in just in case everything else failed. I changed all that too. And he was like, man, you lied to me, this, that. I said, bro, I ain't lied. I said, here. And I sent him some forms, some medical forms, like just to talk about like different things that you can sign up for to get medical help and stuff like that. Come to
Uh-huh.
find out, the dude didn't even need no medical help. He was about probably like in his 20s, just trying to hack my
Wow.
page off. Because I ended up blocking him and he ended up revealing himself from his real WhatsApp and was just like, yo, you lied to me. I trusted you, but it's cool. You will pay for everything you just did. I'm just like, man, whatever. And I blocked that page, too. He just went on and
Yeah,
on.
that's crazy, bro. And it's funny you said that too, because I had just got one of those the other day, man. It was like 2 days ago, one of those Instagram verification things, and they hit you up, like 4 or 5 times. Are you still there? And I'm like,
Yeah, they
no.
just they just keep pressing you. But one thing I learned: Instagram, TikTok, any social media will never ever ask for your password. If they
Right.
ask for your password, it's a scam. Nobody should ever wanna have your password. They shouldn't need your password to work on your page. So Instagram, TikTok, all that, they shouldn't need your password to work on your page. They want your password, that's a scam.
Right, definitely, yeah. Stay away from those scams, definitely, man. One thing I noticed about you, man, you definitely are yourself, man. It don't seem like you're trying to be anybody else, or you just comfortable in your own skin. What advice do you have for the younger generation coming behind us, in regards to being yourself? I know in high school and middle school and those type of settings, you got to be in the cliques, you got to kind of be cool or whatever, or at least that's what they say. But
Right.
I mean, from my perspective, I always noticed that it was just always better to be myself, and I didn't want to be somebody I wasn't. How important do you feel it is for you?
Man, it's very important because growing up, I used to want to be like everybody. Everybody that was cool, I used to be like, I want to be like this. I want to be like that. I want to be this person. But you don't know a person's life story, what they had to go through to be where they at, anything. You're not in their shoes. So I ended up finding out later on in life, like it's best just to be myself. Like you can't be nobody but yourself. It's only one you out here. Even if you
Right.
have a twin, there's still only one specific you though. So growing up, like it's very important to just stay true to yourself and be yourself. Like a lot of people, they just switch lanes back and forth. But one thing I learned was when I was switching lanes, like I say, like when I first got on the Ellen show, it was a part of me that started becoming like unhumble. Like I was feeling like I was cocky, like I was on top of the world, I was better than everybody. And I
Right.
started like all these jewelry, all these watches, all these clothes, shoes, things like that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Like it's cool to treat yourself and different things like that. But me constantly showing it off on social media and fronting with it and stuff like that, putting
Yeah.
not even on put my life in danger, but putting people that surround me life in danger too. Because you still have envious people that watch. So doing different things like that, end up building like a fan base of like negativity, like people that just cared about riches and things and like that. They didn't care about my talent. So now all I
Right.
know is when I stopped talking about jewelry and things like that, went back to playing. They didn't care about me playing. They just wanted to see how many bands I had or how many watches or how many different things like that. And my fans and followers and things was dropping. And that's because I was flip
Uh-huh.
flopping what the audience wanted to see. Certain people wanted to see me play drums, unfollow me when I started talking about that. Some people that wanted to see me rock jewelry and different clothes started unfollowing me when I started talking about drums. So I was just
Yeah.
like, man, what do I want to be known by? I want to be known for Timothy Fletcher. I want to be known for who I am. So I was like, I'm gonna be true to myself. If they follow, they follow. If they don't, they don't. If they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. Because I love me. feel me? I love me enough
Right.
for the both of us. You feel me? Like that's how I always look at it. So it's always important to stay true to yourself because at the end of the day, it's only one you, and you feel me? We can get better than that. Ain't nobody can
Exactly.
be like you, ain't nobody can be you at anything. They can try to copy you, steal your sauce, anything like that. But you are that specific person that nobody else can be. And the other thing I also learned was you never compete with nobody. You compete with the person you were yesterday. So by
Right.
that, you want to get better each day. You want to get better than who you was yesterday. Become a better man, become a better female, whatever. But your mindset, your body wise, your skill level, everything, you want to adjust it. You want to try to adjust it just a little bit each day so that over a long time you can see that progress slowly shifting into what you want to be for real. You want to plant that seed in you so that it grows and you become a better version of yourself. So that's
Mm.
another thing I learned because I used to look at other people. I used to be like, man, I want that. And one thing I learned was one, people always say chase that bread, chase that bread, chase that bread. But if you chase money for the rest of your life, you're gonna die chasing money. You're gonna miss so many
Right.
opportunities dying chasing money because there's no cap on numbers. You get $1 million, now you're gonna make 2 million. They gonna make 3 million. You get 100 million, they gonna make 1 billion. There's no cap on
Mm.
numbers. Numbers keep going up. Numbers don't stop. So I had to remember it's not about chasing money, but it's about building connections with people and actually being there for people because ain't no money in this world worth more than a human soul for real. So that's
Right.
how I think that just stay true to yourself, being humble, and just know at the end of the day, because there's been a couple of times where I got knocked off that pedestal and started from the bottom and had to build myself back up because I became unhumble and was just like, I feel like I'm the guy. I feel like I'm better than everybody standing there. So it's important to stay humble because just like how you got it, it can be taken away that much faster. So
Mm.
that's very important.
Definitely, man. And speaking of like planting the seed, did you kind of, I know you said you thankful for God with the Ellen thing, but did you kind of always dream of being where you are kind of now and even further, or did it kind of just come as a surprise?
So I always dreamed about it. Like one thing, even though I'm a Christian, I do believe also in manifesting. Like when you manifest certain things, it happens. So I just always had dreams. Like I remember I had a dream I was on America's Got Talent before. I remember I had a dream where I was on a stage and I couldn't tell what it was. But the stage is crazy because in my dream the stage just looked just like Ellen Studio. But at that time, I didn't know it was Ellen Studio, things like that, and it
Uh-huh.
wouldn't let me see the person that was introducing me face or nothing. I could just hear her voice, and I knew it was a
Yeah.
female. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know what this means, but whatever. So at that time, like, yeah, I really feel like when you dream about it, it comes into reality because everything always starts in our mind, and then when we speak it into flesh and existence for real. That's why it's real powerful. It's real important what you say with your tongue. That's why people like your tongue is your most powerful weapon, not guns, not knives. Because you can be like, you can say something and wish death on somebody. Now you got them spirits linking around that person, or you got that type of word linking around that person for real. So it's nothing but negativity building around them. So I
Uh-huh.
really dreaming about it. Yeah, I used to dream about this all the time. I dream about a lot more, and I feel like a lot more is gonna happen when the time comes. But I feel like it all starts with just dreaming about it. Like when people be like, "Yo, you don't never sleep. You can't dream." It's sleep is important. It's essential. But so like dreaming and like just thinking about it and having daydreams and stuff like that, I always, and I still do to this day.
That's what's up, man. So what's next for you, man? What's your whole vision? Where you plan to go from here? You got any things you want to shout out where people can reach you or any classes or anything? What's up, man? To kind of talk to us a little
So
bit.
right now, it's hard because of the whole COVID situation. Like I lie to you not. Most of the stuff that be happening in my life, like when people hit me up to be on a show or a commercial or different things like that, it just come out the blue. Like I just be chilling and then one day I just get the email. It's not like it just build up over time and I know about it for a long time, nothing like that. Now I just come out of the blue. So I really don't know what's next in store.
Uh-huh.
I do have I am about to hold another drum class in January. I don't know the specific date yet, but I do want to
Uh-huh.
hold another drum class in January. I was supposed to hold one in December, but like I said, scams and stuff like that. This guy hit me up. He wanted me to do a drum class with him. So I stopped the drum class I was having in November to work with him. And then it was whole time he was doing that so I could stop my drum class so he could have more people
Okay.
going to his. And it just ended up backfiring. But I mean, it's cool though. So in January, I do plan on having a drum class.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be for advanced and beginners. And then also, I got plenty more videos coming out, plenty more collabs, different things like that. You know, the grind never stops. Even if it's snowing outside, I'm gonna still be out there doing videos. Christmas specials and things coming up. But I mean, wherever the wind blows, man, as long as it's positive and is helping me get back to other people and they help building me up and things like that. That's where you can find me at. But of course, it's always gonna be on my social media. But y'all can all find me at Timothy Fletcher _. That's on Instagram, TikTok, on Twitter it's just Timothy Flet, and on Facebook it's just Timothy Fletcher. My YouTube is Timothy Fletcher, and my booking email is TimothyFletcherBookings@gmail.com.
Heck yeah, man. Y'all heard it here. Definitely go support T Fletch at all on all his social media, on all his videos, and even the YouTube. I was watching a YouTube channel yesterday, man. I was impressed. Watch the videos, man. I get hyped with the videos, like I said. And you
Thank
you
you, thank
you,
you.
you try to drumming into it. You try to dancing into it. You also do some music, man. You just a creator, man. It's beautiful to see, especially from one creator to another. It's just a beautiful thing to see, man. Just super proud of you. But
I just want to do my shout out. Shout out to of course, my mother, my father. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to my three bros, my brother Caleb, my brother Naeem, and my man is Jordan. Um, and shout out to all my supporters and fans and people that just been helping me along the way. Shout out to my haters too, because every engagement is a good engagement. Even when you comment something bad like, "Oh, this sucks," or
mhm.
you play the same beat every time, different things like that. Y'all don't know, but y'all really making my content gain a wider audience. So shout out to them too, because y'all haters be my motivators, you feel me? So shout out to everybody that's just been rocking with me and been going along the way and helping me out and things like that.
Definitely. And actually on Trip Talk, we always kind of do this too. We ask everybody what's your favorite pair of Jordans, man, and we got some shoe connoisseurs obviously that be watching the show. But man, what's your favorite pair of J's?
My favorite pair of J's. Oh man, it would have to be either the 11s or the 12s. Out of them
Okay.
two. They just I don't know, it's just about the two. Those two, they just the slickest to me. So it would have to be out of the 11s or the 12s.
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, 11s and 12s definitely got to go with that. Mine would be probably the fours or the fives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So can't go wrong with either one of those, man. But man, I'm just truly proud of you. I just want to thank you again for coming on the show, and kind of sharing your story and everything like that.
Problem
Really
at
had a
all.
great time. Like I said, everybody, follow T Fletch on all his social media and everything like that. Definitely look out for him. I already know you're gonna be doing big things, and I already know you're not gonna stop, man. Like I said, you inspire me to even be great at what I do with this multimedia stuff. So uh, man, like I said, congrats with everything and keep it
Thank
up.
you. All right. Just gotta keep
Yes,
pushing.
yes, sir. Definitely, man. That's been another episode of Trip Talk. We appreciate it.